All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the first league review show that we are going to have here in the WRL. Mike Senior and I are live here on Zoom. I spent the better part of the week trying to figure out how to do this, and was it Friday? I messaged you. I was like, dude, you ready to start
Yep.
this? So,
Yep.
yeah, we got it. I got the cam I needed, so I could actually stream it to YouTube for everybody. So, we're here now. Mike, how you doing?
Good. I'm actually excited. I've been waiting for this. We worked hard to get this, try to get this thing worked out for us, so we're able to do this. And finally, yeah, we got it all worked out. And only a little bit, 3 weeks, a little bit later than what we wanted, but we got it done.
Yeah, we got it done finally. Finally, it was
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy task.
mhm. Yeah, so it's it's good to finally have this going for us. I'm real excited about it. We're gonna kind of talk about what the show's gonna be the coming weeks. We're gonna get some special guests on here eventually. Talk to some people, talk to some different drivers throughout the league. Yeah, that's kind of the.
I mean, it's great for the drivers because of, especially with the drivers in the league, because then actually you put a face to the name. I mean, a lot of times all you
Mhm.
see is just their PSN names. You don't know the driver. You don't, you haven't had a personal affiliation with them. So that's why this show is going to be so good, is because now you can actually put a name to the face, and it gives people, you know, something to look at, besides just what you see on our broadcast when we race. You get the names, you actually know who the driver is, you actually know their personality, and you get a real kind of a better interaction with all the people that are, that watch our streams and stuff like that. So it's actually going to be this is going to be fun.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. I think it's gonna be a real great experience for everyone. And I'm trying to look at this. I'm looking at it on the OBS side of this. I'm wondering why it looks so weird. And I'm watching it on my phone too to make sure it looks right. It's kind of it's looking a little weird on OBS. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not going
Yeah.
to
Well,
lie.
folks, listen, this is our first show. Everyone, just so everybody has a heads up, this is our first show. We're still working out some of the kinks. It gets better as time goes on, but this is the very first one that we've decided to do. So,
Hmm.
as time goes on, as we start to work more and more towards things, further and further as we advance to this, things get, a little more smoother, as you could say, as we do this.
Yep, I agree with that. So we kind of got some news to announce. First off, the World Championship Series, F1, it will be starting back up on September 22nd. That is a Thursday. 2 Thursdays from now. I know there's been a lot of talk behind it, and we haven't been able to start it up right quick and in a hurry because we've been waiting for yeah, Nitro, I know I am small. Hey Grant. Yeah, I know. I'm still figuring it out. The fact that we got this all figured out and ready to go for today was still the highlight of the week.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah.
is there a way to make me bigger? Let me see this. Let me see what we can do here. Can
Well,
we
it,
do?
it depends. Well, I'm on my phone, so I mean, mine's a little bit different because if you slide left to right on my phone, I can change it to where I got four panels.
Okay.
I mean, I can see four panels, or I can see two panels, or I can see just one single panel, and you a little box in the corner. So just an FYI on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna, cause I'm just focused on you. I don't know with Zoom. I don't know if it'll let
You should
me.
be able to hit it. Okay, you should be in the.
Oh
Sorry,
god.
folks.
Okay, well
You should
that's
be in the
makes it
little
bigger.
box in the corner.
There we
You should
go.
be in the little.
All right.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're good now. Yep. I got on the stream.
But you saw what I was talking about, right? That little box, little box in the corner, like you could have me or you could have you.
I
If you
just
click on
clicked.
the box,
I just clicked on you a
it
bunch of
will.
times and it changed it. So.
Yeah. Hey, hey, trial and error, buddy.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yep. Yep.
But no, F1, yeah, that's exciting about that. Finally, WRL, just a little bit about us. We have several different leagues, everything from Heat all the way up to F1 to Wreckfest to Gran Turismo to you name it. I mean, there's what we're looking at 8 different series that now are in the league that we've got that.
Yeah. There's a lot. Hold on. It's still now. I'm looking at the thing and now it's only showing me and not you. So let me see what is going on over here on OBS. Why is it being a jerk to me? There we go. That's why. So do with this.
Yeah, don't mind us, folks. We're still finagling with screens and stuff like that, just to get us, a little more organized. I said this is the first one we've done together,
Yeah,
so as
so
time goes on, we'll get better and better as we go.
we're still figuring it out, boys. We're still figuring it out. So
Hey, it's no different than racing, partner. You think about it. I mean, we all didn't just drop in a hat, pick it all up. It takes time to work this out.
yeah, okay, so there we go. Now I kind of got us both in this view, so they can both see us now. So now,
Nice.
now we're good. Now we're good. So, like I said, F1 starting back up on the 22nd. Um, big news there. Like Sammy Haskew and Ethan Bergloff, both those two drivers ready to come back and ready to try to battle for a championship again. Um, Chase NASCAR, he's another really fast guy. Keith Allen Ayers. Um, uh, Damon Contos, he's quick. TJ, oh, what's Spider's last name? Can't think of it. I know all these people off the top of my head.
I know it's funny, right? I mean, you when we're doing the broadcasts, which because of Jade, he does some of the broadcasts. You have Matt, Matt Parkhurst, he does some of the broadcasts. I mean, when we're seeing them on the screen, it's a lot different than trying to like think about them, because you only see in their PSN, and that's what the
mm,
show's kind of going to be about. Is you'll be able to meet some of the actual drivers and
yep,
actually know their real names, and
yep,
that's a big key, to really get to start following drivers that we have, and they get their own, base, is because of that. Is because of they actually now they know exactly who these people are, not just like, yours is Jade, yours is Jade Burr, Mama Duck, mine's Pro Hit the Pace Car. You have so many different. You have Mr. NASCAR. You have so many different people that the PSN names you see, but you don't know their real names. So it
exactly,
kind of gives them that little bit more extra entertainment.
exactly. And
What else you got going on, buddy?
so
What
there,
else is new?
um, we have Triple S, which is on GTA. We have the Triple S series, starting back up on the 26th, just a few days after. That's a big thing as well. A lot of people are excited for that series to get it going again. Our defending champion, Jarrett Reese, he's excited to get rolling back in his favorite car. Um, when the World of Outlaw game comes out, we're gonna be having that. It's gonna be pretty exciting as well. And Wreckfest was supposed to start today, but with the charity races for Grant, we bumped it back to next week so we get these charity races in for Grant. Then we will be starting up on Wreckfest next week.
Oh wow, what happened about it? I actually didn't even hear about that.
So, and Grant, I believe it's relatively okay. Everyone pretty much knows what's going on, from what I understand. His
Actually, that's why I'm asking, because I didn't quite hear
Yeah.
what happened.
So his mom was actually in the hospital. I think it was like last week or the week before, recently, and they're they've fallen on some hard times. So
Right.
we put
Oh, I
on
know how that is.
yeah, we put on some charity
I mean,
races for him today.
nice.
So
Awesome.
we had the first one earlier. Then we're having the second one here at about 8:30. We'll kick off the Daytona race. So we're gonna try to get some more people to donate, get into that, because I think we only
Really? What Daytona on what? I'm sorry. What Daytona on what series?
it's gonna be Cup cars.
Really?
Yep, it's gonna be Cup
Oh wow.
cars
See, I'm
Daytona.
glad you told me. I'm glad I found out now, because now I know. I mean, I might figure out something here. That's
Hmm.
for sure. Because I mean, folks, like, I got to tell you, this league here, it's not. It's a family. I mean, I know. I mean, I know. I'll tell Grant right now. I mean, because I was in the same boat. You guys pitched two charity races for me, and you bailed my family out of some hard times when we were going through some stuff, and you guys came through like champs, and that's what this league is actually all about. It's about the family aspect, about the fact that we're all friends, even though most of us are across the country. You got you in Pennsylvania, you got me in New Hampshire, you got some in Carolinas, you got someone in Ohio. We're spread all over the country, and to have 20 people come together and help someone out that is really in need, that shows a lot, just compassion, but you know the concern of having being involved, the people that we race with, because so it's exciting. It's kind of and be able to feel very proud to be able to be part of those things.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So we got the entry fee for that race. If anyone interested is watching, it's $15 to get in for the race to help out Grant. But obviously, you can donate more if you can to help him out, help him and his mom out, get them through what they need to get through here in the next couple days. Um, we're gonna shift gears, going back to Wreckfest there for a second.
Yep.
We have two big announcements. The second one, I haven't told anybody yet. The first one, well, the second one's like two parts. The first one is that Christian Schoberg has been named the VP of the Wreckfest series. So
Awesome.
congratulations to Nitro for that. Big news for him. Hopefully he's really, really excited. Um, so we are, and then also the second one. So F1 has never had an actual VP. I've just been um I've been kind of running it, and I kind of gave Keith Allen Ayers the reins last season for it. So I am officially naming Keith Allen Ayers the VP of the F1 series, aka or the World Championship Series. So two big announcements tonight. Keith and Nitro both go from being silent admins to being full on VPs. So congratulations to both of them. I'm happy to
Yeah, definitely.
give that out to them.
Welcome, guys. I mean, welcome to the group. Welcome to the rest of the staff. I mean, you got you as owner. I'm VP of the Busch Series. We have so many different. There's so many components it takes to do what we do in
Yep.
this league because it's just not one series; it's several series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so. I mean, we're looking at almost. If I'm correct in my on my stats, we almost run every day of the week. We're pretty close to it.
If everything's in full swing, it will be every day of the week.
So there's always something going on, folks. Please, definitely
Mm-hmm.
tune in, subscribe, watch the races, pick a driver, support them. The drivers love that kind of stuff. When the broadcast where, you have people that are excited for your driver,
Mm-hmm.
if he's doing good, this and that, it's always great to have that. The guys love it. We all love enjoying, being able to, give something a little bit back that, even though this is a video game, I mean, it's kind of people get kind of like weird, oh, it's a video game. Well, it's the way it's run is different. It's run professionally. It's run legit. It's the rules are there for reasons. And when we abide by them and we stick to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I mean, I know that there is definitely. I mean, what's going on with GT Gran Turismo?
So Gran Turismo was postponed last week due to not a whole lot of people could show up. I think it was going to be like 3 or 4, and I could not because I was out doing things, and I
Right.
just got home, and I couldn't run it. So we postponed it till tomorrow night at 7:15. No, maybe I think. I'm not sure. that's kind of Taylor's thing. I kind of just
Right.
show up and race when I have to.
Right. Well, Taylor does a great job with GT, anyways.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. So
And just so anybody, I mean, just real quick, sorry, just Taylor Marcella, she's actually the runner of Gran Turismo for us. She's also an admin. She does a great job. She does a lot of our she puts in a lot. She does a lot of our sheets, Google sheets and stuff like that for us. She designs those things and takes care of us with those aspects. Even with her busy schedule, she manages to get it done. So we thank you for that, and we appreciate all your hard work. Just give her a shout out because she needs it too.
well, she's more than an admin. She owns 50% of this show. Just remember that she owns 50% of this whole thing.
Well, guess what? Then now we just need to talk to Taylor to get her on here and get her on here with us to participate with us.
Yeah, well, she's super sick right now. So she's I talked to her on, was it Thursday I talked to her? Might have been Thursday. Yes, Grant, all hail the queen. All hail the queen.
Yeah.
No, but I talked to her on Thursday and she just sounded horrible. So she needs.
I wish her the best, and I hope she gets well, and I hope she gets a chance to see this. Give her a shout out, pray
Yep.
for her that she gets well and everything else. And oh, I got something real quick. This has got to be a huge announcement. This is definitely a talk of the town right now. Kyle Busch going to RCR. How about that? Change the speed. I mean, a lot of people think it's a downgrade. I mean, my opinion, I think he's on his way. I think he's about ready to retire. He's about reached reached that peak level where, it's about thinking, about family, this and that. I mean, he's got 2 kids, they're racing, he's got his wife, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I think he's trying to start to downgrade a little bit from where he was before with Joe Gibbs. And, of course, he was with Hendricks before that. You know what I mean? And I think he's starting to downgrade a little bit. Plus, he's getting older too.
Oh yeah.
It kind of changes some kind. The shelf life. Funny thing is, the shelf life of a race car driver is maybe 15 years, 16, 17. I mean, there's definitely some Iron Men out there like Terry Labonte, Mark Martin that have done way more than that. But you can only go so far, and then you get married, you get kids, things like that. I mean, look what happened with him. I mean, he did a great job, for Hendricks, never changed. And then look at him now; he's pretty much running Hendricks racing.
Yep.
With the Hendricks. So I see something maybe happening with him there. Will he create a team like Brad did and all that? I don't think so. But I mean, anything's possible in the future with him. But I think it's going to be a definitely different. He's changing manufacturers. He's coming from Toyota going to Chevy. That's got to be a change for him alone. I mean, what's Toyota going to do now? Are they going to, they're definitely not going to go, endorse him at that point. Then what do you do? I mean, then what does he do?
Exactly. So the thing with Kyle, though, he does have his truck team, and that's kind of like the gateway for Joe Gibbs, from what I understand. So it's that's pretty cool. You would say about the shelf life, um, about about the shelf life of race car drivers. You said about 15 years. Look at and I'm not trying to not showing any bias here, but Kurt Busch, man, he's my man, right there.
He's got 2 marriages and still driving like he did before. I mean, no, you cannot. You can't take anything away from those guys. Their determination and their skill levels are legends. Kurt's definitely going to he's definitely going to go to Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about that. He's done. I mean, he was a great, and he's been through some personal things with his marriages and stuff like that, and he's managed to come out still giving it his all as much as he's at his age.
Yeah. I'm really worried with these concussions that we're never going to see him in a race car again. But he's got one more year on his contract. So hopefully.
You think Dale Jr. had the same issue?
Yep.
Remember, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when
Yep.
Dale got in that accident and they ended up with a concussion, and then soon after that he had to stop. Even the safeties on the cars are great now. I mean, you can't take anything away from them because we've seen Kurt roll that thing in Daytona and pretty much destroy his car, and he survived. And he may have been a little bit banged up, but he survived. So we know the safety factors there, but it's still. I mean, once you get that concussion, they take that very seriously now in any sport, not just NASCAR, but in any sport, because the focus that you need is so intense that you just can't do it. There's no way, especially with concussions, especially when you get reoccurring ones. We've seen that with Dale. That's what cut his kind of career kind of a little shorter than he wanted to, I imagine. Besides that, he got married and had a baby.
Yeah.
That kind of changes things,
Yep. So Grant commented that Kurt so far says he's returning next season, which that I did see, but I don't think he's gonna race the rest of the season. So I'm honestly okay with Bubba going to the 45 for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then having Ty Gibbs in the 23.
I think they're giving Kurt the break because of the fact of he can recover, so he can at least do one more season. Because his season is cut short. He would have made the playoffs, I believe, if my memory is correct. He would have made the playoffs, and that was a disappointment. Because he can't drive right now. He's got to have someone fill his car. So I believe that they're giving him that chance to be able to give him one more shot. To he's already a champion. We know that already. when he was driving the '97 for Jack Roush.
Yep.
He's already a champion. So I mean, that's one check already off the box. The next one is just, I mean, he's still running good.
Mhm.
It's just tough when it comes to the medical issues when things happen. It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
it is unfortunate, but
Yeah.
that's honestly the great thing about us, though. We're all virtual. We wreck the car, it's fine. Just restart the race. You're all good.
It don't cost us $150,000.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, we can have
Yep.
those things go flying through the air. They end up on the moon. They end up everywhere, and we just
Yep.
don't have. Well, they fix themselves. We don't have to worry about spending the money on them, which is, blessing on our part. Definitely.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly.
Now the truck
So.
series. Oh, that's something that, yeah. No, I'm actually kind of excited because the truck series started. We've
Mm,
already started. We've been 3 weeks into the truck series, 3 weeks into the Bush series.
mhm.
I mean, what are you looking at the truck series? I mean, what are you thinking?
So I think the truck series is going really really well for what it's doing. And it can't. We there was a very bad week at Martinsville for us, but now that we moved past that, we had a doubleheader. Now we had a road course in the mix as
Oh, that's right.
well.
You guys had Mid Ohio, didn't you?
We had Sonoma.
Oh, Sonoma. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Because your schedules don't. The truck series schedules don't quite coincide with the Bush series schedule.
Yep,
Not quite.
it goes off a little bit. But now that the Bush series is a week behind, now it's really off. So it's really weird that teams that prepare both groups of drivers, it's a little hard to be like, hey, you're doing this one this week, and you're doing this one this. Yeah, so it's a whole thing. But the schedule won't get righted until we go to Talladega about halfway through the
Okay.
season. Um, so it's gonna be a little
I
interesting.
mean, you've got your team has done great work on the truck series. I mean, from what I've been in a couple of truck races, stuff, things like that. I mean, how do you feel this season is going to turn out for the truck? I mean, we're averaging right now. I mean, and I actually looked back. We are average in both series right now about 20 drivers a race
Yeah, and
on the average.
it's uh it's fantastic. We went from averaging about 16, about 15 or 16 a race. Now we're up to 20. But that's just awesome. It's
It
awesome. I love
come out
it.
of the woodwork. I mean, the team factor of, of course, we all know we were on teams in Xfinity Series, and
Mhm.
now you're in trucks. I mean, teams have come out of the woodwork. I mean, look at the Bush alone. Look at the factor of at first when I entered, when you brought me on board with you as vice president of that series, of the Xfinity Series, we were averaging 4 teams with normal everyday drivers. Now we're
Mhm.
up to almost 9 teams with 4 drivers every week
Mhm.
out of nowhere. I mean, it's a different dynamic when you start adding teams to the aspect of it, because
Mhm.
now you can work with people. Now you can get practice together, and it's just the fact of with the new format with the trucks, with the new teams being formed, it's added a total new competition level and a whole new racing level factor, and everybody, and we've been through this before when we did when you brought me in 2 seasons ago. It takes so much time to get accustomed to each other and how everybody drives.
Yeah,
So
it's
like you talked about, Martinsville being, it wasn't such a good race. Well, I mean, that's a short track. It's not easy to get around. It's tight, and if unless you know each other and have been racing with other, like, the Cup got, in the Cup series, you guys have been around together for years,
yep.
and that's how much time it actually really takes. It could take, months. It could take, weeks. It depends on who's there.
Mhm.
And it seems like that these guys are starting to get their groove in, and starting to really work with kind of I call it that cooperation
Mhm.
kind of deal. You cooperate with each other until the time comes when you got to go. Then when you got to go, that basically all hands are off at that point.
Yep.
Then it's for the win, and then it's for the points and what you need. You know,
Mhm.
but the guys have, from what I've seen, the guys have adapted well to all that, especially the truck series being
Mhm.
being a fairly new series.
Yep.
This is the second series. I mean, you started it last year. So I mean, it's come a long way just in the season and a half that it's been running.
Yeah, but this is the WRL's third season of trucks
Oh, it is okay.
because we ran like a little 8 race stint there about 2 summers ago. We
Yeah.
ran a little 8 race stint, and then now
Okay.
it's into its old thing. But, you were talking about the Busch Series and how big we've been. Our Busch Series has had 42 drivers that have raced at
Oh
least
yeah.
one race in the Busch Series.
Yep.
And that's
Oh yeah. No, the
including.
Bush series has gone completely. It's gone completely off the truck. Um, I think. And
Mhm.
then it kind of fell off a little bit during the playoffs, which sometimes it does.
Well, it
We all know it
happens.
does happen because people give up. Not give up, but they just, you know, that once they're out of the playoffs, they're out of the playoffs, and they realize that at that point, then it becomes,
Mhm.
they just kind of don't be as hot, push us forward. Like myself or you or some of the other a lot of the other drivers, they don't
Mhm.
continue to push themselves. They
Mhm.
just kind of fade away, kind of deal.
Well, that's the big thing with the change of the point system and the playoff system this year. So we kept the same point system, the 43, the 39, 38, 37,
Yeah,
etc.
etc. Yeah.
And then we still have your stages, your 10 points for first, second gets 9, 8, etc. But then we go to the original chase format.
Yeah.
Now we're doing the top 14 on points get in to make it, in. Then we have 2 waiver spots. The 2 waiver spots, the first one is the first driver outside that top 14 with a win. So they're bumped in.
Yeah.
The second one is a driver vote from the league, who the league thinks should be that 16th driver that, maybe got wrecked a lot of races or didn't finish where they should have. And so that gives them
I know that is.
yeah, exactly. That gives them that redemption. But
Yeah.
both those waiver start spots start with no um, playoff points and then they start 20 points behind to start. So they start
So
at the
basically, what we're saying is that you're in the cellar,
pretty much.
basically.
Basically,
Yeah,
you
at
got
that
you
point.
gotta you gotta fight to get back in, and with
Yeah.
us only having, I think it's 7 playoff races, I think is what it is,
Yeah.
or maybe it's
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Um,
About that. Yeah. If I remember
so
right.
like there's it's a tall
Yeah.
task. It's a tall task. So there's 6 right in the middle. There's 6. So.
Yeah. I mean, I know how that is. I mean, I go from look at Hurley Motorsports for instance. We went from a 2-season team, dominant 2 seasons. Picked up
Mhm.
our owners championships, and of course we know Casey Zion. He headed back to back, Xfinity. But this year, the Xfinity series is totally flipped.
Yeah.
It's totally flipped around. Even Matt Parkhurst,
Mhm.
he was at the top of the leaderboards. Casey was top. Goose. I mean, it's all gone totally like flip flop from compared to last year.
Mhm.
One is a lot of the new drivers because they're still they're not accustomed to driving with us with some of us that have been there a few seasons.
Yep.
Some of it is just bad timing, being in the wrong spot at the wrong time, which I've been kind of victim of that a couple times.
Mhm.
And that's actually a real good format. I mean, it's not. Plus, we also have our heat races.
Yep.
And that's another kicker too.
Yep.
That's another additional points that we didn't have before. That when you started this season when we went to the heat races, which basically, folks, what it is that we split up two lobbies because we have over 30. Sometimes we have up to 25, 30 guys. It's 15 and 15 most of the time,
Mhm.
and sometimes we actually had a point where we've had to actually have a knockout round where one driver didn't make it or
Mhm.
two drivers didn't make it. I believe that was a couple weeks ago. I think that happened,
Yeah.
and but we've had to do that for the fact is that so that we can keep to the limit so that we have, it's a full lobby. Plus, you have your broadcasters, which is two of them,
Mhm.
three of them sometimes.
Yep.
You know, so there's somebody's going to be eliminated at that time, and then, and that's just the way it is.
Mhm.
Because of the way way we you can only have so many people there. If we're doing broadcasting stuff like that, and
Mhm.
we've had those knockout kind of deals. But most of the time, I mean, a lot of people have made it You know, a lot of people. It's very different compared to driving with 15 people than it is driving with 30. It is
Exactly.
so different dynamic.
Exactly.
You have to be very patient. You have to be very looking out. You know, you have to pay attention.
Mhm.
You can't just like, even though, and they race hard. It's not like they race
Mm-mm.
kind of like, fall in line and then drop, single file kind of deal. No, they race. It's a racing group. Same with the truck. Same with the Xfinity. It's race. They race. You know,
Exactly.
they don't. You know, but that's
Exactly.
where the development comes in too, is because we try to teach them, especially the new guys. We try to teach them that, okay, great, you may have a fast car, but if you're still have a fast car and you're sitting 16th, 17th, how are you going to get through that field? How are you
Exactly.
going to get where you got to
You
get?
gotta
It's a good strategy, or you've got to be patient.
Mhm. One at a
And we
time.
both have experienced that.
Yep. Yep. So, speaking of teams, we have had 11 teams score points in the Busch series. 11.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's triple. I would say that's triple from when you brought me on board,
mhm.
and next season that's triple almost what we had. Consistent drivers, not just when like before. We had, well, of course, Pro Motorsports was a solid team. It was a 3-car team,
Mhm.
and that's what it takes to win a championship is you got to be there every week. You
Exactly.
can't just you can't one driver. This can't be there. This that. You have to be there every week because that's the only way you're gonna lock that thing down. I mean, you think the first season I came in, I was a couple weeks late coming in, and we were over 1,000 points down, and we made up those 1,000 points and won the championship for the owners. Now
Exactly.
it can be done,
It
but you
can be
just
done.
gotta be. Prime example, it can be done,
Mhm.
and you just gotta work together and push forward and get. That's where a lot of the practice comes in, where we talk about sometimes, where getting together with your teammates or even just general practice. Because the more and more you're in tune with each other, the more and more you'll be able to drive with each other and not have that. But remember, we still go through this, Jade. It's still a video game. It's still not perfect. You know what I mean?
Oh.
The cars move, this and that, or the
Yep.
car doesn't stick like that. All of a sudden, I mean, I think we've both been through this.
Oh
Going in
yeah.
the corner, sticking hard, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden the front end just lets go,
Yep.
and there's nothing to do about it. Or the rear end slides out from under you all of a sudden when you're going in great, she's stuck good, hit your lines, then all of a sudden, boom, the rear end breaks free, or the front end breaks free, pushes you up, or this or that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's never a direct science, it's never a perfect science with
Nope.
this,
Mhm.
but this league has got itself together where, and I'm proud to be part of this league. It's got itself together where this is where the admins, us as the admins, come into play, where we work with those people to say, okay, we understand this and that. We don't give out stupid penalties or anything like that. We give out penalties that are well deserved, and that's just the way it works, and it
Yeah.
works well for us.
Mhm. So, now we're going to talk about the truck series. It's had
Yes.
38 drivers run at least one race in the series, with 5 teams scoring points.
Yeah. I mean, the change from last season to this season was huge. I mean, it was a big jump. I wasn't even expecting the big jump like it was. I was
Mm.
kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, this ought to be really interesting when the time comes.
Yeah, and then um I think the biggest mistake that I made this season, and I'm calling myself out because I'm going to do it cuz I got to hold myself
Yeah.
accountable when I mess up.
Oh
Um
yeah.
I should have set the Busch field at 30. I should have set the Busch field at 30, and I'm doing it for Cup, by God. I will put
I'm not,
30.
you're not gonna get anything out of me, brother. I'm not gonna say a word. You've already called it. I'm not gonna say
Yep.
nothing. You already know. Maybe. Oops. Yeah. That's funny. No, that's awesome. That's
No.
awesome.
Nope.
Owner bump. You got. I mean, those are things that you got to look at.
Mhm.
As an owner, as a league owner, you have to look at those things. You have to, okay, is this going to work or isn't it, or what, you know, or some of the drivers that shouldn't actually have, made that transfer over to Xfinity, right away, and should have started off in trucks. That's all part of the mistakes and a part of the growing of a league of this size.
Mhm.
It's not, as I said, we're never perfect ever. We know that. I mean, I'm definitely not perfect. But I mean, as
Mhm.
owners and vice presidents and admins, it's takes us to give them what they want, and that is a great race.
Yep.
No, and it's
Absolutely.
good that you recognize that okay, maybe I kind of pushed the envelope a little bit too far, but you
Hmm.
recognize that, you know that okay, I got to make that correction on the next step when we fire up the Cup Series and this and that.
Yep. So I will be going through looking at the numbers to make sure we have less than. I'm gonna say I don't. I want the field no more than 36. I'm shooting between 30 and 36, and that will leave room for our broadcasters to be in. Whoever we get to
Yeah.
broadcast, I don't know who that's gonna be yet. That's still 6 months down the road. We still got Hall of
Yeah.
Fame to come up here in
Oh yeah.
December. That's gonna be real
Yeah.
exciting
Oh,
when
wow, that's right. We didn't do a Hall of Fame, did we? We
we
didn't do a we didn't do
we
a Hall of
we did
Fame
one
this year.
last year. We
Yeah.
did one in December. We do it every December. 1 year.
Okay. So that's what it was.
Yep. 3 drivers get voted in, and that's that on that. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things with that coming up. This Zoom call is gonna drop because they just told me it was. So we might have to start another Zoom call real quick if we want to keep going on this.
Okay.
The only other thing that I want to touch on, I just want to kind of run through all of our admins and VPs and everything for everybody, so everyone knows who they are, so they can talk to, whoever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, definitely, I agree because of myself. I mean, I was talking about this. We kind of touched on this, you know, when we had our conversation before that. You know,
Yeah,
not with all the new drivers that we've added, not everybody knows who everybody is. You know,
exactly.
so you get that kind of confusion of okay, who's who, what's what, you know, this and that, and that's actually a great idea to do. I agree with that.
So, um, Nitro. So Nitro's already starting his Hall of Fame campaign. So, um, I mean,
That's funny.
Nitro is a champion of the WRL.
Oh yeah,
So I mean, he's more than most. More than
yeah.
most. So, basically, your CEOs, presidents up on top. You have Taylor and myself. Um, so everyone could see Jade Burr or Jade Feathers. Feathers is my actual last name. I had it changed a few years ago. I was adopted when I was a kid. I was Feathers, and then it got changed to
Oh, yeah,
Burr.
so was I.
So yeah, so I actually got it changed back to Feathers because I'm an only child for my dad, and I don't want the name to die with him. You know what I mean?
Oh
So,
wow, that's kind of cool that you said that real quick
hmm,
because of my name is all I was also adopted, and my
okay,
last name right now, what you see on the screen, is not my actual last name.
hmm,
So I mean, I was actually getting ready to change because I just lost my dad recently, and
hmm,
I was actually looking to change my name back, and my actual last name is actually Jameson.
okay, cool. That's cool. Oh, there it goes. So, give me a second here. I don't know what the stream's gonna show. Oh no. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a second there, friends. Um, all right. So, okay, so you got me back at least. Now let's get Mike in here. So, Mike Senior, paste, send that to him. We'll get him back in here, everyone, and then we'll keep going. Um, yeah. So give Mike a second to join back in, and we'll keep going. There's Mike. Now I get to play with my face again. Yeah, I hear you now. Like I said, it
Well,
cut.
I lost you for a minute. Yeah, it could be you. It could have been me. I think it was me. Or did we lose the feed?
Um, no, no, it's still streaming. It just
Okay, cut out.
Grant, you're hilarious.
Sorry, folks, about that. Yeah.
You're hilarious, Grant. All right.
What do we say now? What did Grant say?
Oh, he's like, oh, that last tab Jade had open was suspicious.
The what?
the last tab I had opened with a little sus. I'm like, it's the only thing they saw was all the point stuff that I had opened.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what he's talking about. So
Yeah, as I said, folks, we're still working on some of the quirks because there was so much to this that we could do that. We're still trying to work it
yeah,
out.
yeah, we'll get it figured out. I think I'm gonna have to upgrade to
Oh
the
yeah, no,
pro version of Zoom,
yeah,
so it doesn't end our calls like
yeah,
that, which is no big deal as long
yeah.
as
I
it's
wasn't
not.
sure. See, I wondered about if upgrading changes or not. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't quite familiar with that
Well, I'll
because I
figure
never
it
had to
out.
really upgrade. When I did the show for I didn't have to upgrade for some reason. All right, so now back. Sorry, folks, for that
All right,
little bit of
so
break.
back to the VPs. So a VP is basically somebody that Taylor and I put forth that they don't have ownership of the league, but they are still a valued member of someone that helps us run it. So um and basically they're in charge of that said series. So the ones that Taylor and I do not run, she runs Gran Turismo, and she handles all the Gran Turismo issues. And then there is Cup. I run Cup series. That is my baby. Everything is perfect for the Cup Series.
Well, you
um,
try to make everything perfect.
try to. Keyword try. Um, then if we go to truck, that's Grant Weston Grant, aka Grant Racer. He takes care of truck, and obviously earlier I announced the Wreckfest has also been named the Outlaw Racing Series.
Okay.
So, like we said earlier, that is now Christian Schoberg is in charge of is the
Oh,
VP
nice.
of the Outlaw Racing Series. Then Mike Senior, obviously you're in charge of Bush. That's your thing. You've been holding her down for 2 years, working on your third, or well, third season, I should say.
Third season, yeah.
Yep, third
We've been
season.
together. We've been together though. Me and you have been together for quite a while.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We've been working together for a long, long time. Then Keith Allen Ayers, he's in charge of F1, aka the World Championship Series. Again, just announced tonight. I know he's freaking out. He blew my phone up a little bit ago. I was watching. I was chuckling as it was getting blown up. He's excited. Um, so he did real well. Holding down the fort last season. Real proud of
Nice.
him. He had a few mess ups, and I told him about it, and he figured it out. And he's good at it. He's gonna keep being good at it. And that's all that matters. Brian Page, he's been from the WRL since day one of me taking it over. A little before that, he's been here since day one. He's in charge of SRX. Um, I have not named a World of Outlaws VP. It's probably going to be a series that I attend to myself since it's new. Then maybe later down the line we'll find somebody to take that series over. Um, Now we kind of move into what we call the silent admins, the ones that kind of just help us out with various little things, or they help the
Yeah.
VPs with their stuff. We got one. Um, he's on my staff of people that help me. Charlie Irwin,
Yep.
aka Das for Cash. Um, he's also our talent scout. He's the one that found Weston Grant and Kyle McFarland and all those guys from Fired Up
Okay. Yep.
and brought them in, and then it's been a wonderful union ever since then that they came over. It's been fantastic. Dash, it's been 4 almost 5 years now that I've known Dash, and I I remember when he was this high squeaky voiced 13-year-old I went by him. And
All right.
now he's like 17 and he's got his job, and it's so funny to listen to him talk to him sometimes. It's great. Oh, Dash has got some stories.
Oh, I
Him
bet.
him and I got
Really
some
bad.
good
I mean,
stories.
it's
Um
funny because a lot of you guys that are here have raced under me before,
mhm.
and it was great talent. Unfortunately, things move on this and that, etc. And that's when right here when things kind of changed for me, and it was to see you guys, to talk to you guys, and to be interacting with you guys has been great with that because
Hmm.
of what you guys represent, and it just took time to get to know you, I guess you could say, to finally figure out exactly where we what was what you know
Yeah.
but I know, I mean, you guys have raced under me, oh God, almost a whole year at one point before you guys jumped over and started taking over, and that was that was just great having you guys there to
Hmm.
to be able to interact with you, and then coming over here was even better.
Yeah.
So
It was
the talent's nothing but spectacular from what can be done. You know what I mean? Not everything's
mhm.
perfect, but the talent is there. It shows that.
Yeah. The best I've always said with our league here in the WRL, egos come to die because you get those guys that are running. Oh, I was winning, and I'm a so and so
Yeah.
champion of a different league, and I'm like, bro, you. I
Oh
sit
no,
there,
I
I
mean,
laugh at them because I'm like, dude, like you haven't been in the WRL, man.
yeah,
Like we are practicing every night. We live and breathe this stuff, and it's just
yeah.
the ones that stick around are the ones that are like, bro, like they reach out. They're like, listen, I love it over here. I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
some friends, and then that's how we keep getting that
Yeah.
grab of people, and it's wonderful. I truly, truly thank everybody, all the admins, all the drivers that come out and race week in and week out for this league is fantastic. We're gonna keep We're gonna try to get through these admins, the rest of them here before
Yep. Keep
we
going. Run it. Yeah.
um.
Well, I'll be quiet.
It's all good. It's all good. Um.
Run it.
Next up is Jarrett Reese, our defending Triple S champion. He helps Taylor and I both out a little bit stuff. He's been running some lobbies for Taylor, um, in over in GT. And then he kind of just helps anyone out that needs some help over in Triple S. Kind of guides them a little bit. He really would like a backseat role, which I told him, that's totally fine. Like I get it. Like this
Right.
is a monster. This is a monster. And then we have um my good friend Matthew Parkhurst. And Matt's story is one of craziness. Okay, this he went from last season. Well, this was over a year ago. He went from being placed on the blacklist of the league to the middle of last season being like, "Hey, Jade, listen. Um, I want to come back." Him and I had a good talk about a lot of things that happened, and I'm not going to get into it because no one needs to know everything that
Right. No,
happened.
no, no. We don't need to.
But him and I had a good talk about what needed to happen, and you know I told him, like, this is what you got to do. You got to talk to talk to everybody, how they feel about it, everybody that was involved, and everybody kind of was like okay ish. And then I pulled the trigger on it, and I said, listen, guys, I'm bringing Parky back, and Parky is going to be he's going to be under a tight leash. And tell you what, I have never had anyone keep his nose clean for so long.
Oh no, I mean, Matt, he helps me over on the bush side.
Yep.
Great to have him. He's been a great asset for me. To help me work through, making this good. Setting up a 30 car lobby is not easy to do.
Yep.
There's so much that's involved. We both know it. Um, but he's done a great job. He's been right on point. He's. I think he may have. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes we've all been in that position where we've had a vision that we may not like, may
Yep.
not want to do it, but it's what's best. And the turnaround was even to see the outcome of it, like you just dealt with, bringing him back, and look what it's produced. A
And
great racer
mhm. And
and a
now
great silent admin that helps.
exactly.
You know, granted we all have our quirks and we all have we all have our hiccups, but in general he's done a great job to help me out and get this all get everybody fired up, ready to go. get the practice lobbies up and everything, and it's been great to have him part of that.
He just
So I'm grateful for that.
he just commented, I still have scars from the leash. he was on a tight leash and he knew it. He knew it when he wanted to come back that that's what he was gonna get, and you know, then he kind of like he got really close with the fired up guys when they came in, and
Yep.
Grant reached out to me and he pulled me in a party. He goes, "Listen, I need a little bit of help," and he's like, "I want to talk to Parky," and I'm like, "I got to talk with Taylor about it because he just came off of probation."
Right.
And we gotta, I gotta do this right because I don't want to make anybody upset.
Right.
And there's so so
Still
every
going on the comments, obviously.
so every time I drink, they're taking a drink. So they're
Yeah.
up to 9 counting. Just
Oh
so
my God.
yeah. So but yeah,
Right.
Parky, he's a story. He's now, and I said, you know what? Taylor said it's okay. I'm okay with it. I told Parky this is what he's got to do. And right now he's done it. He's done everything I've asked him to do, everything Grant's asked him to do, and it's been fantastic.
And Parky, this doesn't mean this address Parky. This doesn't mean you can get complacent either.
Nope. Nope.
Nope. At least it's still there. It's just not as tight.
It's there on all of you. You just don't know it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But
accountability is always held. Accountability is always good.
okay, no. Every time I say exactly.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly. I thought it was because I was actually drinking.
Oh.
Okay,
Close
so
enough.
Anyway,
Okay.
so
Yep.
yeah, that's I believe that's it because Nitro went up, Keith went up.
Yep.
Game Nerd. I forgot about Game Nerd.
Oh, really?
Yes, so
Ooh.
Game Nerd, he helps out with the Discord. So he doesn't do a whole lot, but he helps out in Discord and keeps everything on cue with that for me. So let me look here at this, and just to make sure I'm not missing anybody, because I would feel horrible if I missed somebody. Because I like
So
Game.
far, it seems like you've covered everybody that I can actually think of at this point. That sounds like the whole staff, basically.
I forgot about Scorpius.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
That's another one.
So Scorp's been all the highlight videos that have been going up in the races. That's been Scorp. All of all the YouTube stuff that's been going on.
Yep.
That's been Scorp. So he's in charge of YouTube, in charge of the videos, all of that kind of stuff. He did all of the affiliate marketing stuff for us. So everyone go look. If you need a desk, you need a chair, you need a wheel, you need pedal sets, go use our stuff in the affiliate market chat and look. Just get stuff. There's stuff for diecast too, which I have sitting beside me. My diecast. Here, we get a little closer. JMac.
Oh yeah, that's an all.
Yep. So it's signed too. When I was at Eldora for the King's Royal with Alex and Emily, Alex Van Evie and Emily Van Evie. Yep, we went to the.
I remember that.
Yep. So I got it signed by JMac there, and tell you what, he's my favorite sprint car driver. Love that guy. So there's Scorp. CMS. I forgot about CMS. So Hunter, he helps out with he's been doing the derbying side of Wreckfest, getting that stuff ready. I don't know if we're gonna move that to its own series. I don't know if it's gonna be its own series for derbying. I know it's gonna be a little bit later than the racing stuff. Him and I are we're gonna talk about that next week after the first week of the racing kicks off. So CMS, he works on SRX and he works on Wreckfest. Alex Van Evie, one of my kind of like a little helper wherever we need him to go. He kind of helps out with kind of another set of ears. Sammy Haas, he was helping out with F1. Then that's everybody. That's everyone.
Yep. See, folks, it takes with the size of the series, the size of the league, and all the series we run. This is what it takes for us to be able to make this happen for everybody, to be able to see the races, be able to broadcast the races, be able to, for everybody to enjoy the things that we do and be part of this, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work by every one of us to be able to get this, arranged, get it be able to go off properly, and that's the size this league has become, and that was I've only been here 3 seasons since I came
Hmm.
over, and it's grown, you know, tremendously just in two, and this is what we've had to do is because of, we can't all do it alone. We all know
Exactly.
this. There's no
Exactly.
way we can do it alone. And it takes a lot of people that work together, and this is what you get is a great series, a great league, great racing, you know, and a great enjoyment for everybody that's out there that watches them on YouTube. I mean, please, guys, real quick, just subscribe. Go to Worldwide Racing League. Go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, check out some of the other old races that we've had because we've had some real good, great races in the past. I mean, more to come as the season moves on, as we're
Hmm.
moving on in the season, as everybody starts getting more and more comfortable. But please go like our page, check it out. You know, pick a driver, support him, bring the excitement to them because they try to give all the excitement they can to you.
Absolutely, and that's the other thing that you talk about picking a driver. I'm currently working on the merch store stuff, but getting us a merch
Okay.
store and getting us someone lined up to make our shirts for us, so it's not something that I gotta handle.
Yep.
I'm gonna let them handle it for us, and you know,
Well, it's funny, Jay, is because actually I was looking at a an 8 needle embroidering unit.
hmm
It's, where you can embroider your shirt, stuff like that, and things like that. I was looking at an 8 needle one to do that. And it's yeah, that would be so sorry about that. That'd be so cool to be able to actually have have an embroider, stitch embroider our hats, shirts, all that
hmm
stuff, for people to purchase or just to support the league. That's what we're all about, not just for us, but we're about to give back to everybody. That's why the charity
exactly.
races we hold. That's why we
hmm
do all those things that we do for special, special occasions. You know,
hmm
and I've actually, yeah. So I mean, I've actually caught, kind of looked in on that a little bit.
Yep. So I'm currently looking at that, looking at the best way to do it for us, so we can get some money generated for the league, so we can put up, money races for the league, or we can do help give bigger contributions to people that need it. I know when
Yeah.
Cup rolls around,
Oh, I
Cup's
mean,
gonna
our
be.
sponsor alone, Steve Rogers. I mean, Steve Rogers alone, what he
Hmm.
does for us is incredible, and we got to give him a shout out because he's our main supporters. He
Hmm.
puts up the trophies, he puts up certain gift card, certain PlayStation cards, this and that. I mean, he's all part of that. Steve Rogers Racing Engines. He's been a great supporter of the series. I've been affiliated with him before. In another series, and it's great to have that kind of support, especially from that kind of dynamic of a great group because he builds cart cart motors and things like that.
Hmm.
So it was great to have him aboard.
Absolutely, you're correct. You're exactly right. That's number 14 for Grant. If you're still counting over there, that's number 1-4. How many times I've said that word tonight? So, um, but yeah, um, I'm counting for him
That's
because I
funny.
like
You
like
count for him.
yeah whenever I'm broadcasting, that's the word I say
Yeah.
all the time I say it. So I'm counting for him now. So with that being said,
Yep.
um,
You've met the admins. We've introduced the admins. The series. So next segment we do. Maybe we can pull in a driver. From one
yeah,
of the series or a couple of series. Get them in here. Talk to them. See what they. See where they're at. What their plans are for the future. I mean, we have multiple things. Coming up in the future that you guys are definitely all the people at WRL and all the people that are out there with us are going to enjoy. I have a few contacts out there that I'm kind of excited to wait and see if this all works out. I have a lot of associates that through my racing, such as like maybe Vale talks to Marcus Morgan and Rich
mm,
Marr and Dwayne Franklin and stuff like that. Those that are all major supporters of NASCAR. We're trying to get them to see if I can make some time for them to come and pop in and say hi to us and visit with us. And
absolutely.
that's what this shows. That's what this show's about. Not only to recap our leagues and
Hmm.
any excitement that we got going on and stuff like that, and also maybe bring some special guests and bring some entertainment to this.
Yeah, I know. I talked to William Moore. He runs he runs for my team in the Bush
Yes.
series.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna get him on here one Saturday where when Xfinity is not running, and he doesn't have to go anywhere.
I'd love to
We're
have
gonna
Will
get
on
him
here.
on here.
Yeah. I'd love to have Will on here. That would be actually really cool to have someone that's actually. Now, Will, just to do a little cap, Will is actually he's one of our Xfinity drivers. Well, he drives in a couple different of our series, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's affiliated with the Xfinity team.
Mm-hmm.
For NASCAR Xfinity team, he works on the team, and he's a great guy. I'm looking so forward to actually, putting. I mean, we talk, but we just don't ever talk like this. So I mean, that's there's excitement when you talk to people like that because then you actually see and put the names. I mean, put people
Mm-hmm.
to who they are, and
Yeah. So if
and there's several others.
if anybody wants to hop on the show next Saturday night, we'll be here at 7 o'clock. Hopefully, right at 7 o'clock, not about 7:06 or 7:07 whenever we got rolling. But
Well, I
yeah.
mean, this is the first show, folks. I mean, this is the very first show that we've done, for World War Racing League. Me and Jade. There'll be more to come, definitely. A lot of excitement building for this show. A lot of information that we're going to give you for all the series. All the excitement that we talk about, and we're really definitely excited about going into the future of this show and our leagues and our series and everything else, and it's going to be a lot of fun as we go on. And you
Yeah.
need to fix your postage, Gage, because I'm tired of looking at the 41 sideways.
Well, I mean, it's a flag. So I mean, if I put it the right way, you're not gonna be able to see it.
Well,
So,
if you look behind me, you see my Xfinity flag.
yep, I get you.
It's sideways.
That's all right. It's all good.
Uh,
Um,
I'm just trying to figure out what's that. Is
mhm.
that's not Kurt?
That is Kurt. That's back when he was in the
Oh, is it Kurt in
41.
the 41 back when it was in Stuart Haas? Okay, I
Yep,
was
back.
wondering because I was like, I recognize the car, but
Yep, yep. I had the diecast somewhere here. It's in my box of stuff when I was moving everything around today. I rearranged my whole setup down here, so it was
yeah,
actually
oh
not
nice.
like all open in the area.
Right.
So makes it look nice.
Oh, you wait. I have a whole spare room. You wait till you see what's up. I have a whole spare room in my house that I'm waiting to put it all together.
I was talking with Grant and Keith at I think it was like noon 1 o'clock, and I was like, I gotta
Yeah.
redo this, and I'm like, I figured I'd get done in about an hour and a half. Oh no, it
4 hours.
was like 3:45, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta get this stuff. I gotta at least get my PlayStation, my TV hooked up for the charity race. But yeah, it was good, and charity race was fun. Keith won the first one.
Nice.
It was good. We got the second one rolling off here about 22 minutes, so we're gonna
Yeah.
cut this. Last few things I
Well, yeah,
want to
we're actually,
say.
yeah. I was gonna say, I might actually, cause I might jump in. I may not have the funds to support, but I mean, I might jump in to race with you guys and be there and at least be that kind of support. And we'll see how that works out.
Yep.
I'll know more here shortly.
Okay, sounds good. Like I said, if anyone who's watching wants to donate or wants to raise $15 to get in, um, if you can't do it, maybe ask some other drivers, maybe for some help. See if we can, help each other out, help someone out for a good cause.
For example of that, I mean, I've been there.
Mhm.
So you guys stay a family, and I went through it, and with the wife and stuff like that, being sick and stuff like that, you guys saved me a lot, and you cannot build a family like that. You got to have that rapport and everything else, and this is a family, and that's what we actually pronounce, and make sure that it's well known. And prior to anything, is that we're a family, and we don't, and we give, we try to take care of each other if we can.
Absolutely.
But on
So,
that note, Bob.
all right, last two things I want to say. Okay,
Shoot.
and then we'll get off here and get ready to go racing. So first thing is, anyone who is in our Madden League, your wins in the Madden League will count for the wins list because it's WRL sponsored, or not sponsored. Presented by us. It's a WRL thing, so your Madden wins will count, so you will be on the wins list. So keep that in mind.
I forgot all about that, buddy. I forgot
Yep.
you guys did actually start a Madden series.
Yep. We started the Madden series, and then we are talking about maybe doing an NHL series as well.
Wow.
So, big things. I'm figuring out the NHL because there's no like franchise mode like there is on Madden. So we got to
Right.
figure out how we want to do that. But like I said, yeah, big things coming. We advanced to week 2 last night. So after the charity race tonight, BPC Jimmy Best and I will be playing the Steelers versus the Patriots. I will be playing my first home game of the season with my quarterback Kenny Pickett. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Gonna be a good time.
Wow, man, I may have to go buy some more video games.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be a good
I
time. We
mean,
have 19 people that signed up to be in the league.
wow,
Yeah,
impressive.
we got a
I mean,
lot.
that's totally separated from our racing series, our racing stuff that we do.
Yep, yep,
That's another whole dynamic
yep. And
of it.
Grant,
If you look at it,
yeah, Grant commented week three I played Grant in Cleveland, so we'll see how bad we're hurting after we play the Patriots. And it's
right?
complete fantasy draft, so it's like
Oh wow,
the only Steelers players that I got that came back were Kenny Pickett, T.J. Watt, and Najee Harris. They're the only 3 I
oh
got.
wow,
So, um, you
yeah,
know,
good luck.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Poppy and I are probably gonna be swearing at each other, but it'll be all right. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
So,
Oh wow, that's impressive. I mean, but and I know, folks, we do gotta me and Jay do have to bounce out of here because we do
yep,
there is a charity race.
yep.
Guys, please go to Worldwide Racing League, subscribe, like, check out some of the content that we have. I mean,
Mhm,
there is a lot of content from all the stuff that we do.
mhm,
Um, show the driver support, show the league support. We're here. We do this for you guys, not for us. Well, we do it for us, but it's more for everybody else to enjoy and see what it's really like on a different dynamic
mhm,
of from being a real race car driver to an e-race car driver. It's definitely totally different because I am an ex-push driver, from the north when that series was running.
mhm,
Um, so I know the difference that it took. It took me 2 seasons to get my wheel to finally
mhm,
actually get fast enough and be able to drive with my wheel. I remember the
mhm,
first time driving with that wheel; it was horrible.
mhm.
It wasn't easy. But yeah, no, guys, please, thank you. I wanted to give a shout out to all of our admins, Steve Rogers Racing Engines, for being a supporter of this league and helping, supplying the trophies and certain special events that we do. Um, and it's all about family. It's all about you know interaction, and this is what we give them, and hopefully that you guys all enjoy it.
Yeah, it's it was great having being here with you, Mike. Um, the proper sign out. Oh yeah. So Parky, I said earlier that he's in charge. He had to do the intro to the thing, so he's gonna make me do a proper sign out.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
So
do it.
yep. So that's Parky for you. So with that being said, though, Mike, thanks for being out here doing this with me. Next week we'll get I'm gonna try to get a driver in here with us so we can see what
Yep,
we can get,
yep.
and it'll be a good time. But with that being said, Hazard Hazard County came up with a little closing thing, and tell you what, Hazard's great to have in the booth with you because he just knows this vast amount of information. He's like Keith, knows this
Yeah,
vast amount of information. So he goes, "Stay worldwide," as he cuts out every time. So
yeah.
we gotta say, "Stay worldwide." Stay hungry, stay happy, everybody, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes for the charity race here. Matt Parkhurst will be broadcasting the charity race. Hopefully, you can get someone else in there with them.
Oh,
Um,
actually, hey, wait a minute. Maybe no. Actually, here, hey, we'll do this. Let Matt know that if he wants to do that, I'll jump in the booth with him.
okay,
We'll have a
Parky,
great time.
there you go,
There
Mike
we go,
Senior.
buddy.
What's going on, Demon? Parky, Mike Senior will be in the booth with you for the race, man. Be a good time.
Well, I'm glad to call. I haven't been in the booth in a minute, so that'd be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. So, with that being said, we're gonna get out of here, folks. Again, if you want into the charity race, $15 to the Cash App. The link is in the Discord. I will post it again here in a minute when I get out of here. But stay worldwide, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.